Hello everybody, Big Plates here, and today I've got a lot to talk about on the 787 project, so make yourself comfortable because this might be a long video. So the first thing you notice here is that it is no longer on this table right here where I usually build it. It is not here. I have actually moved it over here, so I sort of cleared some stuff out. This is sort of a mess over here, so just sort of ignore that, and I just sort of shoved the 737 over there. But yeah, here it is, and what you're seeing here is the somewhat completed wing. I would say about 95% of the wing is done at this point, and obviously there are still some areas on the wing that are not done yet, and yes, I know where those areas are, and they will be smoothed out in the next update, but this update is hugely significant. The significance of the progress that has been made here is just mind-blowing to me, and I'm going to explain to you why right now. So when building a plane, there are a few things that determine whether that plane can or cannot be built, and one of those things are obviously, can you get the parts, can it hold itself up, but the main thing for me is the feasibility of the design. So something that would not hold this project back is cosmetic stuff, so little things here and there that don't quite look right, those can be fixed later. But things that are just horrible design flaws, like if an angle doesn't work out right because, well, I didn't calculate it right or something like that, that will stop the project. So what this shows here, and this could go wrong, I don't know, but everything seems to be working and it's holding itself together pretty well. It's pretty rigid. I've picked it up a few times. I have obviously had to pick it up to move it over here. But yeah, I'm quite happy with it. And this plane is using a lot of very sort of experimental techniques that I've never really used before on any plane. And it's something that I have been experimenting with for a long time now. I actually started using these techniques. I'm going to come over here. I started using these techniques on the 737 wing. I was sort of experimenting with them on a smaller aircraft. And then once I felt confident enough with that, I moved right over to the 787. So you're going to notice this thing actually has about a 5-foot wingspan, and it's quite huge, and I really do like it. And the two things about this wing that make it different from all the other wings I've built, other than the wires and some of the holes sticking in it, is that it uses a lot of brick on their side construction. So right here on this part of the wing, you can see that this is all bricks on the side construction. And is it perfect? No. There's still some spots that need to be smoothed out, like this area right here, maybe some stuff here, some smaller stuff out here. But other than that, it is basically ready, I feel like, to move on to the next stage. And that's something that's really important to me because, well, this wing needs to look really nice. Now, yes, this wing is exactly accurate to the blueprint beneath it. As you can see, I'm going to try to line it up here, but you can see that that is pretty accurate. I tried to line it up as best as I could for this video, so yeah. And something else that I wanted to point out was, yeah, this wing's huge. It is not quite the wingspan of the 747. This is not that quite large of a plane, but it's large. And if you guys haven't been following this project for a while, or this is the first video that you're seeing of it, you will know that this is my Brick Fair, Virginia aircraft. And it is confirmed that we finally did get hotel reservations for that, and we're going to sign up for that convention, so I'm really excited for that. But this is the plane that I want to bring to Brick Fair, and there's some minor problems with that, other than the fact that we live out here in California and the convention is being held in DC. That's a major problem because it means we can't drive this. All the conventions I've gone to so far, with like the 747 and the B-52, those we all threw in the back of our car and drove to the convention. This needs to fit in a suitcase. So it's going to be portable. Right here on the wings, that's where I was going to go right into next. Right here, where the somewhat obvious gap is, this section here from this on out, that breaks off. That's modular, so it comes off right there too. So you end up with about a section that's about this large right here from that spot all the way to that spot. That's one section, and actually that's the largest section. And then each one of these outboard wing sections, those are also sections. So you can see that the wing does break down, and yes, the wing is still rigid, and there are no clear supports. There will be no clear supports holding this plane up, because that is very important to me. Something else that's important to me is that it functions. So when I say it functions, I don't mean like, oh, the flaps function. I mean it has power functions, lights, all that sort of fun stuff. So you can see sort of a wiry mess hanging out from back here. And we have two leads here. So this is the brick stuff lead right here. I finally was able to get the adapter. These things cost like 30 bucks. But so yeah, this is the one for the lights. And this one right here is for I can't grab it. These are for the motors, and this one's hooked up to the IR receiver. So I'm going to bring it closer here. And up here towards the front, this will be the first plane I build with a dual battery setup. So you can see we have 2 batteries, and one of these will be hooked up to the motors. The other one will be hooked up to the lights. And you can see I'm going to hook this one up to the lights right here. That you can see that the lights I have hooked up right now are the landing lights. So these will go out here towards this side and one over here. And then I'll have right here, I still have a couple more leads, and there's more wires that will go out here to the navigation lights towards the end of the wings. So that's super exciting. So yeah, that'll be fun. And a lot has been done in this update, and I am experimenting now with the fuselage design. I'm going to go with something similar to what I did with this plane, whereas I have the top of the fuselage be the same design as the bottom. So this will be on the top, and this will be on the bottom. So like I said, I'm experimenting with that. I'm still cleaning up the wing. The next update I'm hoping to have is either for the fuselage. The fuselage is only going to go from here to here. So I'll just plate this off, cover it all up, put the batteries here. There'll be a battery. Those will be facing down. There'll be one right here and one right here, forward of the landing gear to help offset the tail heaviness. And yeah, so I'll plate all that off. This will be structurally sound, so don't worry. Then I'll put the windows up, and then I'll put the curved roof on, and then we'll have sort of a section here. And then I'm going to do the engines. So I already have some designs for the engines. You can see I have motors. I might gear them up so they're actually a bit faster this time than on my other planes, but I'm experimenting with that, so we'll see. So the next update I have, or the next part of this plane I'm going to build, is the central fuselage and engines. So that will definitely be exciting. It's going to get really fun here because I'm really excited to see how the fuselage is going to come out, because that's always really nice to see on these passenger planes, and I'm always trying to think of new techniques on how to make it look even better. So I'm really excited about that. And oh yes, before I forget, I was able to gotta lean all the way over here. The flaps on this thing do work, so they just fold out like this and then fold down. Since we're on a table here, it doesn't work too well, but yeah, so I put flaps there, there's flaps there, there's flaps here, and then there's flaps here. So I was able to put flaps on the entire aircraft. I did not put spoilers or all the other stuff, but that's mostly because I wanted it to look smoother, and those do compromise the structural integrity of the model. So yeah, a lot to update you on this update. I'm glad I was finally able to finish the wing. Up till this point, it's mostly just been ideas like, oh, I want to use this part with that part, and I don't know how I'm going to do it. Or I'm going to use this part in this way, but I don't know how. But now I'm really excited because we actually have a wing. It holds itself up. It has the correct dihedral. Everything's on track. So this next update is going to really start bringing this aircraft together. So I'm sorry if this has been quite a long video, but that's all I really have for this one. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to hit subscribe, hit like, and I am still trying to gain support for the 737 project over there on Lego Ideas, so please be sure to go check that out. It should be in the link below and in the comment section. And that's all I really have for this video. Bye for now.